Part 4, listen to how these recruiters close the calls. You know, close it, right? Because we're closing the call. Call to action.
That's awesome.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, a topic I'm super excited to talk about. So we're gonna start to wrap this up, right? This is part 4, where in part 1 we talked about really kicking off the call well, getting it going on the right foot. Part 2, discovery, really learning about the driver, their route, their journey. Part 3, super important, starting to put the pieces together to make a plan that works for them. And so today we're going to talk about inspiring action, right? Sometimes we call it a call to action, but I think if we're going about it the right way, like, they're going to want to move forward, right? They're going to be inspired by the things we're talking about, excited about it. So that's the game plan for today. Normally, as we're closing the call, what you would hope for is for the driver, if they're really liking everything they're hearing, to ask what the next step is, right? Which is normally filling out an application. And it's not always going to be that, but normally that's what we're looking at. So let's tune into a few phone calls here, listen to how these recruiters close the calls, and then we'll talk about what we liked about them, what maybe we would do differently, and we'll go from there. I think it'll be really fun. So let's listen to call number 1 here. Let me check the volume. All right, here we go.
All right, I'm going to talk to my partner so we can apply.
Okay, did you want me to email over that application link for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. And what's a good email?
I believe I applied to you guys before, but it was solo.
The most recent application I'm seeing for you is earlier this month, and it's a short form application. Now, we would need a new long form application from you.
Oh, okay, I see. So the email for me is...
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll send over all the information about the over-the-road teams, and I'll also send the link to the application. If you have any other questions, we are available 24/7, so you can always just reach back out.
Thank you. And is there any less than 3 weeks, like maybe 2 weeks, 14 days out?
Unfortunately, for your area, all I have is the out for 3 weeks, home for 3 days.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so you're going to start to notice a common theme here, which is sending an application, right? So the recruiter did some good things in this call previously that we didn't listen to, because the driver said, well, okay, I'll talk to my buddy, the buddy he drives with, and we'll fill out an application. So the recruiter offers, hey, I'll email that to you. One thing the driver does at the end is which is very common too, is throws out one more concern. So, okay, just to clarify, 3 weeks is kind of the best, 3 weeks out, 3 days home. And the recruiter's like, yeah, but that's basically the best we could do. So alarm bell should be going off, right, for the recruiter of, I'm not quite sure if this driver's actually going to fill out the application, because the way we ended this call was basically with a concern. So we'll listen to a few more, and then we'll talk about some suggestions, some things to do when those alarm bells start to go off. So let me cue up call number 2 here.
Now, does that sound like something that might work for you?
Oh, that's right up my alley.
I love it. Well, I'd be happy to send you a link for an application. What's your name?
So one thing to notice there, right? Hey, the driver is excited. I like that. At this point, we don't even know the driver's name, right? We didn't listen to the beginning of the call, but we're to the point where we're sending an application, but we don't know who we're talking to.
My name is...
Hi. And what's your email address?
My email address is... .com. And that is spelled... and then... .com.
Yeah, I don't want to get this wrong. Let's start all over.
Love that. Now that he spelled out the whole thing, took 30 seconds describing it. Yeah, but we didn't get it. So let's go again.
And I want to turn up my phone. I'm an old woman. I can't hear crap. right, so just start all over, sweetie.
Okay, so you have at .com.
So it's like,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, it's on its way right now. And I'll go ahead and throw my number in there, so if you have any questions, feel free to call me back anytime.
All right, thank you so much. What was your name?
Well, my name is...
Okay, well, it's very nice to meet you.
Aw, you too, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye, hon.
All right, two totally different companies, right? Two totally different recruiters. Pretty similar pattern here, right? I'll email you the link to the application. The other thing that's been common with those two calls as well is they leave it up to the driver, right? Of not only to fill out the application, but hey, call back if you've got any questions, right? So let's jump into call number 3.
Yeah, I can get you an opportunity. We have, let me see here. Yeah, we should definitely be able to help you out. And are you still in?
Yeah.
Okay. How soon before you want to start looking to get back out on the road?
Well, as soon as I can, really.
Alrighty. Did you have any questions at all you want to go over?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you guys have a dog policy?
Yeah. So, as long as you're willing to pay the pet deposit,
Yeah.
you'll get the pet deposit back as long as the dog doesn't do anything to the truck.
Yeah, well, that's not.
And so we... Okay. And we take it out in increments, so it's not like you have to pay it all up front.
Right.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, where can I send this application? Do you still use...
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
Okay, perfect. I'll send you a link right now. Just go ahead and click that and fill it out. Then, it's going to be your recruiter. So he'll get you helped out on Monday. If you get that application filled out this weekend, we can get you in and going right away.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, so once again, we sent the application, right? At least with this one, there was an expectation set that a recruiter would be following up on Monday and kind of a little bit of a timeline discussed as far as quickly as possible. So once again, 3 different companies, 3 different recruiters, all approaching it the exact same way. They're not really standing out, right? If every recruiter, every fleet that they're speaking with is doing it the same way, really tough to stand out, right? To make that conversation memorable, to inspire action like we talked about. So this last call here, pretty fun. This driver, yeah, interesting. We won't listen to the full call, but he starts off, why the bleep am I talking to you? The bleeping internet's not working. How did I end up here? And he's just cussing like a sailor. And then he calms down and ends up finding that the position's actually pretty good, and he's glad he called. And so we'll see how the recruiter closes this out, and then we'll wrap it up and talk about some do's and don'ts. So let me get this fired up here.
Well, if you're interested, you can fill out an application and get that sent in, and I'll reach out to my supervisor. Now, obviously, I won't get an answer until at least Monday.
Right.
And I'll see if we can get you out there in our flatbed fleet.
Yeah, because I got 2 weeks, brother.
Gotcha.
I got 2 weeks and I want to be on the road somewhere.
Okay, well, let me send you a link for an application. You get that filled out. And it looks like, no, you're not very far from our flatbed hiring area. We could probably make that work, but it's going to be his decision. So, but I'll definitely reach out.
Now here's the thing. I can move down. I have a place to go, so I can have an address down there, but it won't be for like a month.
Okay. All right, well, we'll see what my supervisor says about, and then if we have to go that route, then we'll go ahead and do that.
So here's my problem.
Yeah.
My email account, my email address. It's not my. You see, my wife is. We're going through the divorce, and all my accounts are seized. All my assets are seized. So I ain't got no email address. I can't do a thing.
You can't make this stuff up, right? Validity that these calls are legit. We'll keep listening, But so far the pattern stays the same. I'll email you an application, right? And we'll take it from there.
I mean, she's just trying to be.
Okay, how about I can text it to you?
Yeah. Text it to this phone number. You got it?
Yeah. I have it right here. Is it?
Yeah. That's
All
it.
right. I'll get that over to you right away.
Let's make this happen. I mean, I got 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I want to go to work.
That sounds good. I'll get this texted over to you, and you go ahead and get that filled out, and I'll get an answer for you on Monday. Okay?
Yeah, man. Listen, you make this happen, I'll put $1,000 in your pocket. The first, after the third paycheck, I'll give you $500. How's that for getting me in?
That sounds perfect. We'll take
Honestly, man, I'll honestly come and hand it to you. I'll even give you a big hug. How's that?
I don't know about you, Josh, but $500 and a hug? I mean, that sounds pretty good. I'm curious, actually I know, does the recruiter turn it down or does he take the bribe? Let's listen. I don't know.
Swear to God.
500 and a hug. Well, all right then. I'm in. We'll get you in, man. We'll do it.
You will meet me, and you will see that I am one real dude. I will not disappoint you. Your boss will be like, dude, where'd you find this guy? Find me 10 more.
Well, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'll get this over to you, and we'll get to working on it when everybody comes in on Monday, okay?
Yeah, let's do this, man. Hey, listen, have a great weekend. Stay safe when you're driving. Keep the rubber on the road, man.
All right, will do. And you drive safe as well.
Always do.
All right, buddy. You have a good weekend.
Okay, yeah, have a great weekend, man. I'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, great advice there. Keep the rubber on the road. So there you go. All right, so that one's pretty entertaining, but let's break down some do's and don'ts here. Let's start with the don'ts. So let's not catch and release, right? That's the term we like to use, is you put all this time, effort, work into, especially if you went about the call in the right way, understanding who the driver is, what they're looking for, putting together a game plan for them, and then just releasing them, right? Like, cool, I'm glad we got you pumped and excited about it. There's your email. Go fill out the app and get back to me when you're done, type of thing. So don't catch and release. Next thing is don't let the call end without clear direction, right? So if we think back to that first call where you could tell the driver had some concerns about the home time. So the recruiter's really not quite sure, is the driver going to fill out the app or is he not? So by taking the time to say, hey, kind of seems like you're still concerned about home time, let's talk a little bit more about that, and allowing the driver to describe what's going on in his mind and whether or not he plans on filling out the application. Because that'll tell you as a recruiter who to follow up with, who's serious about it, it's a good fit, and who it's maybe not a good fit for. So that's okay. We're going to spend more time over here with those who are interested. So that's number two. Don't let the call end without clear direction, right? What's next? What are next steps? And then the last don't is don't fail to set up a follow-up. Especially if we're going to send them the application, let's not rely on the driver who's very busy, probably speaking to multiple fleets, multiple recruiters, to follow back up with us, right? So let's talk about some do's then, which are very similar, but opposite to the don'ts. How can we make it easy for the driver is do number one. So instead of the catch and release, what if we offered to walk them through the application, right? And every company may feel a little bit differently, their policies about what they can do there. But even if you can't walk them through, just help them get started, help them get logged into the application. A lot of the applications nowadays are pre-populate with existing information anyway. So you may find that driver's already 75% of the way done with the application. Perfect, we can knock out the other 25% together. Let's get it done. So that's number one, make it easy for them. Number two is discussing next steps to be ready for the start date. If you notice in all these calls, we never really spoke about like how soon do you want to get started, right? And I think that's such a powerful question. And I think we can even strengthen it further by maybe offering a couple different start date choices of, hey, our next orientation is on this date and on this date. Which one of those works better for you? Or if we took the time up front to learn their motivation, which we should be doing, instead of saying, how soon do you want to start, just plug in the motivation. Hey, how soon do you want to move into that house? How soon do you want to be making more money to buy that motorcycle? Whatever it is that they're motivated by, how soon would they like to see that, right? So let's plug that in. So you might be thinking in your head, well, you know, that's going like, I don't want to talk about start dates till I know if they're even interested, right? One of my favorite questions to ask to kind of gauge their interest level and see what they're thinking, where they're at, is after we've put the plan kind of together, talked about what we could do to offer them, simple question of, hey Josh, do you see yourself being successful here?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, right? Yeah, I do too. I agree. I think you're going to do a great job here. Excited to be working with you. What are some things that we've talked about today that make you feel that way? Right? And then, do you have an answer? Or?
Pay, home time. I like it all.
Boom, there it is. But that tells the recruiter if they did a good job, right? If the driver can repeat back some of the things we talked about with home and equipment and pay and all those good things that they care about. And if they say, no, I don't see myself being successful here, it gives you an opportunity to ask, hey, I understand it's a big decision. What are some things that may not feel like a good fit? Allow the driver to answer and then work through those concerns if you can. If it's truly not a good fit, that's okay. We move on. But I love that question. Do you feel like you could be successful here? And that makes an easy transition then to talk about start dates. And so the last do here then is establishing a timeline. So if we have an understanding of how soon they're looking to make a transition, we can then begin to build the process, the plan to get them there. That way they're leaving the phone call with next steps of, okay, if you want to start by this date, we got to get the application by this date. We got to get you doing some of the pre-orientation, log into the portal, get you doing some of these things, introduce you to some people here. Anyway, there's some steps you can build in to keep them engaged, to make sure that come orientation, they're showing up, right, and they're excited. So that's it. Those are the 4 pieces, right, the 4 sections of the call. And Josh and I have been talking. We think something that would be really, really fun is we do one last segment, kind of put all the pieces together and really make the perfect call, right? So we'll put all steps, all 4 steps in there. And while it won't be a real call, we've got enough real calls that we can make it sound pretty good, I think, and really have something that we can listen to, learn from, and try to pattern our calls after, knowing that every conversation will, of course, be different, but at least an example of the perfect call. So that's the game plan. Josh, you got anything to add to that?
No, gonna be good. Come back, see what the perfect call sounds like.
That's right. Let's do it. So thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing you again, and we'll talk to you then.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. You can subscribe by clicking that little button right over there. And if you like the video, you can find even more content like it on our page or by clicking that playlist right there.